Hey, my babies, it's Auntie Trice with another video for you. If you have not done so, please head on over to all of my other social media platforms and follow me on there. They're going to be listed in the description box up underneath this here video. Click the like button on your way in here, my babies, and let people know that you're over here watching Auntie's videos. And that's a quick and free way to push me through the algorithm, my babies. I so greatly appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe to Auntie's channel today because you know you're coming back. I know you're coming back. I got my handy dandy phone, and it's time for us to get into the tea for today, where we're going to jump into a little bit of political news first, and then we're going to jump right into our entertainment news. All right. So Matt Gaetz has withdrawn from consideration to be Trump's attorney general amid accusations of inappropriate conduct with a minor. Okay, y'all. So we had talked about Matt Gaetz previously in a couple of videos back, and I told y'all Matt Gaetz was being sued for soliciting sex from minors. Soliciting sex from minors meaning that he was paying these children to fuck, okay? But one of the minors, who's no longer a minor anymore, she came out in defense of Matt Gaetz, and she said Matt Gaetz didn't know that the girl whom he was dealing with at the time, who was the girl's friend, he didn't know that that girl was 17 at the time. When he found out she was 17, he immediately cut off all communication with her. And then he was like, when you turn 18, hit me up. She turned 18, she hit him up, and he started fucking with her again, paying her for sex. He is being sued for inappropriate conduct with a minor and soliciting sex from people. That's what he's being sued for, all right? Well, he has decided to drop out from being Trump's attorney general because he believes that these allegations and everything else that has been coming up on him in the news as of late is a distraction from Trump's campaign. Gaetz took to his social media to share his decision, citing concerns that his confirmation process was becoming a distraction. While there was a strong momentum, it is clear that my confirmation process was unfairly overshadowing the important work of the Trump-Vance transition, Gaetz wrote. There is no time to waste on unnecessary political battles, so I will be withdrawing my name from consideration for Attorney General. It is essential for Trump's Department of Justice to be ready on day one. Yes, go on, get your Pedialyte ass up on out of there. I noticed damn near every person in Trump's administration then had a run-in with minors, and they got lawsuits on them because they have been doing inappropriate conduct with minors, sexual shit, okay? Terrorizing people, tax evasion. They got shit on them. You understand what I'm saying? None of these people in Trump's administration is clean. None of them got a clean hand on them. No politician is clean, honestly. No politician is clean. But I'm sick of these motherfuckers up here fucking with these children. I'm sick of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Let me tell y'all a story that's going to be very, very uncomfortable. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Trigger warning, trigger warning. But this happened to Auntie. I was at one of my very first jobs, and I think it was Burger King. Burger King was my very first job. I was 16 years old. And this boy, and he ain't no boy. He was a man above me. I was 16 years old. And Auntie, I'm not gonna lie, Auntie was kind of stacked, I already had the big breasts. I had a slim waist. I ain't never really had much booty. Auntie ain't started getting booty until I hit my 30s. I ain't even finna lie. But I always had a nice little petite figure and nice looking breasts. I was 16. This man was literally 10 years. No, he was 12 years older than me. So if I was 16 and he was 12 years older than me, do the math. Come on. How old was he, y'all? He was 28, right? He was 28, pushing 30. I remember one time I went to the bathroom. I was cleaning up the bathrooms because it was time for me to go home. I'm a minor. I had to be gone by 10 o'clock. And that was because I had school. You know what I'm saying? When they employed me, they told me that they were not going to let me work past 10 o'clock at night because, I had to go to school in the morning. So I had went to go clean up the bathrooms and mopping the bathroom floors. This young man, who will forever remain nameless to me, I just was so completely disgusted by him when he did this to me. But he came in the women's bathroom where I was and he said, "How old are you for real? Cause it's talk going around here that you 18, but you sitting around here telling people you 16." And I pulled out my learner's permit for him and I showed him. I said, "Sir, I was born in 89. I am 16 years old." And he was like, "Oh, you just turned 16. I said, "Yes, I did. I just turned 16. I will be 17 next year." So he was like, "Oh shit, my bad, little mama. You do look good. You look real good. You look real mature for your age." And I was like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." So he was like, "I want to get to know you though. Can we be friends?" And I was like, "You too old to be my friend." I told him that straight up. "You too old to be my friend, and I really don't want to get to know you. I just want to clock in, earn my paycheck, and go home." I have always had that mentality since I was a young girl. You hear me? I have always had that mentality. Y'all people is not my friend. I just work with y'all. I clock in, do my job, and I clock out and I go the fuck home. I do not be thinking about y'all just as soon as I leave. I hell, quiet as it's kept. I don't be thinking about you when I'm getting in here to work. Don't be worried about you. Okay? I just want to go ahead and do my job and go home. So I told him that. He was like, "I like you." And I was like, "Why are you still here?" I did. I literally just asked him, "Why are you still in my face? I got to clean up these bathrooms and go home." So he was like, "You be driving yourself?" I said, "I got a learner's permit. Yes, I be driving myself." He was like, "So yeah, that's your car, your mama car?" And I was like, "Obviously it's my mother's. I can't even buy a car for myself. I'm 16. I'm 16. At this point, I'm getting aggravated." And he could tell I'm getting aggravated, but he's still asking questions to the point it gets to this point here. Man, I just want to eat that pussy. I want to show you how that feel, because I know you ain't never really had that done to you. You ain't never had a man really teach you about your body. I said, "I know enough about my body and I'm okay with what I know right now. And when I'm willing and ready to want to know more, I'll be doing it with my boyfriend." Which I did have a boyfriend at the time. I told y'all, Auntie had a boyfriend when she was about 16, but I ain't started having sex with him until I was like 18. Yeah, he waited for me. He waited for me, and I waited for him. We were both virgins. We were both virgins. We were scared as hell. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So we just left that alone until we got grown. You heard me. But back to the story at hand, y'all. He told me one day on my off day, because we shared one off day together. I want to say it was a Saturday. He was like, "Why don't you come up here on Burger King one Saturday? Park your car in the parking lot, pretending like you work, and I'll come up here and pick you up, and I'll take you to my apartment." He had his own apartment. He was like, "I'll take you to my apartment, and I'll make you feel good. I'll cook for you and everything." And I was like, "What? No." I told him I don't want to go to your apartment to eat when I can eat here at Burger King whenever I feel like it. I don't need you to make me feel good. I feel good already. He was like, "No, but I can make you feel great." And I was like, "Wait, how can you make me feel great?" I shouldn't have asked that question, but I did. I said, "How can you make me feel better than what I'm feeling now?" He pulled out this huge penis. Oh my God, when I tell you that thing was huge, that's what scared me, because I wasn't doing nothing around that time. But you throw something out there in front of me like that big, now I take that. I'll take that. Oh Lord, let me stop. Anyway, let me stop. I looked at it. I said, "Oh my God, is it supposed to look like that?" Because that was my first time ever seeing a dick. I'm trying to tell you, I was with my boyfriend. And the first time I ever seen my boyfriend dick was when we was getting ready to do it. By the time I turned 18. That was my first time seeing a penis at my job at Burger King. That shit was big as fuck. I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my God. That's supposed to go in me." That's the first time I was introduced to penis, other than, walking in on my cousins watching a porn one day. That's another story. That's another time. But yes, I seen that big old thing and got scared. And I was about to scream. I said, oh, he grabbed me by my mouth. He grabbed me around my mouth and he pushed me up against the wall. And he was like, babe, I'm not gonna give it to you right now. He was like, you scared? And I shook my head. I was like, yo. He was like, I'm not gonna give it to you right now. I'm gonna ease it on you if that's what you want. I said, I don't want it. I had tears in my eyes. I said, I don't want it. I don't want it. And he started laughing. He was like, oh my God, you so sweet. You so innocent. He started laughing, and that's when he started kissing me in my mouth. And I was like, oh my God, this is gonna go so left. I pushed him off of me. I said, please leave me alone. Please. Please, sir. And he just said, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone. But every day that I got to work, he would smack me on my ass or he'll try to rub up against me. And that's what caused his baby mama to try to fight me. Because one day she came up on me and I was cleaning the library, cleaning Burger King library, wiping tables down. He got behind me talking about, you better watch that thing. Talking about, you better watch that little old thing for somebody to take it. And I'm like, why do you keep doing this to me? Why do you keep doing this? And his girlfriend, she wasn't his girlfriend. She was his baby mama. Yes, he was 28 years old, had a baby mama already. One baby mama, 2 kids. She came up there with them damn 2 kids coming to get free meals for them kids. And she saw him pressed up all up on me laughing and stuff. She wanted to fight me. Yeah, she was a young girl too. She was young. He was like I said, he was like 28. His baby mama was 24 with 2 kids. So yeah, she about 4 years, younger than him, but she's still older than me. A whole adult trying to fight a 16-year-old because your nigga can't control his hormone. Child, it was a time. I used to get sexually assaulted by that man until one day I had the courage to just go and tell the boss, you know what? This man keep rubbing his big ass dick across my ass. He'll touch me. He done kissed me in my mouth. And when I told my manager, who was a woman, I told my manager, she said, what? I said, yeah. She said, baby, you should have been and came to me the first night when this happened. She said, I seen how he had been looking at you. But I thought, that's what men do. They look, I didn't know he was touching you though. And then that's when she told me to call my mama. I called my mama that same day. And she brought my mama in the office, brought him in the office. She said, I'm finna call the police on you. She told that boy that you been assaulting this young girl. I'm gonna call the police and then I'm gonna have a mama to press charges on you. My mama went ahead to press the charges, and that's how he got a charge on him for messing with a minor. My mama don't play things like that, not about her children, and I don't play things like that about my children either. I said this story to say this. It's a lot of you men, especially in Florida. Y'all men look at these young girls and you be like, oh, she old enough to walk and she talking and she switching that thing. If she could take this dick. No, she can't. No, she can't. And you women who look at these young boys and be like, ooh, you packing with something down there, because shit, I'm finna go ahead and tell you, my boyfriend was 18 when we finally decided to do something. And he pulled that thing. I said, oh my God. And I was like, wait a minute. I never noticed you was this hung. He was like, yes. Yes, I'm big. I'm big like that. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I didn't want to lose my virginity to that. I really didn't, but I did. He took his time with me. He didn't try to just ram and stuff all his dick in me. You know what I'm saying? This is the tip, y'all. This is the tip. When you a virgin and you fucking with somebody that got something big on them like that, you don't stick the whole thing in the first time. Okay, all right. I know that's a lot of information, but that's what we be talking about on this channel. We talk honestly, okay? But yes, God, he was hung like my first boyfriend was hung like a whore. Oh my God, I've been addicted to horses ever since. I swear for God, I will go see a man by the horse real quick. I don't want no cat. I don't want no dog either. I don't want no dog wee. I need a horse. You hear me? But anyway, that's a little story time. I said that to say that these grown men have been interested in little children since the beginning of time. It's a fetish. I don't know why, but they like them young, especially down here in Florida. These women do too. These women be messing with these young men. They like them young. I don't know why. But Auntie ain't never been like that. The youngest man I have ever been with in my life is Uncle E. And he's 3 years younger than me. I'm 35. He 32. Like, and he hung like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that about Uncle E, but that man is peck. I love my Uncle E. You hear me? Jesus. What we was talking about again? Let's hop into some entertainment news. Cause baby, I done started taking a trip down memory lane, and we already 15 minutes in, and I'm talking about this bullshit. Let's get on to some entertainment news, shall we? Okay, next on the docket, y'all, briefly, and I do mean briefly, because I'm trying to figure out why did Cenat and Smiley have this little beef going on? She over here threatening to leak that boy phone number like he just can't go change his number. Like, bitch, you stupid. Go ahead and leak them mega million Powerball numbers. Go ahead and do that. Bitch, do something good for the community. Stop out here passing your pussy around. Cenat probably fucked your dumb ass and don't want to talk to you no more. Now you over here talking about don't play with me. No, bitch, you play with yourself. Okay? Leak the Powerball numbers, ho. Stop trying to leak people information like he just can't go change his number. Girl, like I said, this is brief. Let's go on. Next on the docket, y'all, we got to talk about Diddy. Diddy is determined to make it home before Christmas. Sean Diddy Combs has accused federal prosecutors of manipulating evidence to make him seem more dangerous. His legal team claims they altered a 2016 surveillance video involving Cassandra Cassie Ventura to mislead the court. Ahead of his bail hearing on Friday, Diddy's attorneys argued that prosecutors rearranged the events in the video to strengthen their claims. They assert the government has access to the full, unedited footage, but intentionally presented a modified version to support their narrative. Diddy denies the prosecutors' claims that the video shows coercion of sex trafficking. Instead, he says it depicts a domestic dispute where he was trying to recover his phone and clothes. He also refutes allegations of dragging Cassie down a hallway or throwing a vase at her, stating he only threw the contents of the vase. Describing the video as a sad glimpse into a decade-long consensual relationship, Diddy's team argues it does not prove any criminal activity. They accuse prosecutors of exaggerating the situation to persuade the judge to deny bail and keep him in custody before trial. Diddy is scheduled to start his trial March 2025, and I just want to say this to the lawyers of Diddy: y'all gotta do better than that. What the fuck? That video is not edited. You can tell nothing is edited about that video. You can look at that video and he threw a whole vase at that lady. He threw everything in the vase. Talking about, oh, he didn't throw the vase. You threw everything in the vase. You was throwing everything one by one at her. Why are you throwing that one by one? How did Cassie get down the hallway if you didn't drag her, Diddy? How did she even get down the hallway? You see the lies? You see the lies? That's why your ass ain't getting out. That's why your ass ain't getting out. You trying to make it seem like we didn't see what we saw. We saw that shit. We saw you do that shit. You can't dispute that one. Now go ahead. You already came out anyway and said you was fucked up. Auntie already did a video on that. I got, videos on this man coming out here admitting he was fucked up and in a dark time. You was in a dark time and Cassie helped you during those dark times. Well, we see what help she was providing you during those dark times. She was being a fucking punching bag. Ain't no person like me could have done it. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't have done it. Cassie, you a better woman than me, and I'm so glad that you are even out of that situation. And you with a nice, loving husband, got two children and everything. She got children, and she looking good. You understand what I'm saying? That's what love would do for you. That's what love would do for you. But Diddy, get on out of here with these lies. That's why your ass ain't getting out until the trial is over. And then until then, your ass looking at 60 plus years going to prison. They trumping these charges up on your ass. So you better be praying that your ass get out anytime soon, period. Because they trying to keep your ass locked up. They trying to R. Kelly you. Okay? That's it. That's all. I'm not praying for no Diddy. Diddy knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. Diddy knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He knew exactly what he signed up for. He knew exactly what could possibly and potentially happen. He didn't think it was gonna happen. That's the thing. He didn't think that shit was gonna happen. Okay? So we ain't finna clog up the prayer line on no damn Diddy. We just gonna thank our lucky stars that ain't shit going on with us. And we gonna be like, this nigga should have took the money that they gave him and invested it in something real good and then just laid low. That's all he had to do. But this nigga got too big for his britches. Yeah, this nigga. Yeah. We gonna say it like that. The only people that I'm praying for is them children. I'm just gonna be honest. Not the oldest children, because the oldest children just as worse as they daddy. They just as bad as they dad. They was finna try to be little Puff Diddy Juniors and Puff Diddy the thirds. They were trying to do that. I'm just gonna be honest. But yeah, I ain't clogging up the prayer line for this man, and neither should y'all. Let's move on.
Student, like
I ain't signed up for this. Let me just say that. Money was such a good kid, and so like now, okay, so like now it's like, what you doing? Like I instilled like everything in you, morals, values. Like you had both your parents. Like we done went through some stuff, but we done also came together for her, like on several occasions. So right now, I'm just trying to understand like who she is, who she's becoming, that type of thing. I mean,
do you see yourself in her, or
No.
do you see No.
I see me.
I see him.
Really?
Yeah, I see me.
Him.
I see
Really?
me. Yeah, I see
I'm
me.
structured. I'm like scheduled, like this, and this. I have stuff lined up. I use my calendar, like everything.
I'm spontaneous.
Yes, and she's the same way. It'll work itself out. I'm a this, no, and then it never does.
That's how
And
I
I'm
used to be
like,
for real. I used to be like, this is whatever.
Like, we all been 19, 20 before. We
Nah, I'm
think,
talking about
we think we know a lot.
I was in my 30s.
She know everything though.
I was early 30. They like still doing that dumb shit. So I already know. Like I be looking at, I be like,
You see you, right?
man, I once was like that. But nah, like I feel like she, you know what I'm saying, he do a good job, you know what I'm saying, at parenting, and she be trying to keep her from, you know how bull
Falling on her face.
Yeah, she be trying to keep her, take them bull horns and pull back on her and try to keep her from hitting that wall. I be like, that boy, she finna hit that wall. You might well let her go and hit it. You know what I'm saying? But I just hate that because sometimes she, you know, at that age, they make dangerous decisions. Like, I'm talking about that could cost everybody something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I be just trying to let her know, like, you gotta chill. You gotta look at this whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, y'all, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for me. And y'all see Erica Dixon and Scrappy together again. Not in a relationship, obviously, but they always hanging around each other, even though Imani is grown as hell now. But they're speaking on their daughter Imani and how she acts erratically, similar to a young Scrappy, okay? And that's to be expected from any young person. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, dumb, and full of calm, I literally was out here making stupid decisions too in my 20s, and I still make them in my 30s sometimes. You know, we are emotional creatures, and sometimes our emotions do get the best of us sometimes. But Scrappy, I just want to say this. You sitting over here talking about you looking back at E-Money and like, oh, I used to do this and I used to do that. Scrappy, you still making dumb and erratic decisions right now to this day. Your butt close to being in your 50s. You in your 40s. I know you in your 40s, Scrappy, and you just not having another baby off of a threesome. You don't know this woman from a can of paint. You don't know her from Eve. You don't know her at all. You understand what I'm saying? You met this woman, had sex with her and her friend, and then you got her pregnant. That's dumb and erratic. That's a dumb and erratic decision. And you're making those decisions in your 40s. Let's point it out. Let's be clear. Let's really be clear about that in my Kamala Harris voice. Let's really be clear about that. You ain't done making dumb decisions either because you still doing it in your big old age of 40. Get him off of my screen. I'm tired of you and Erica Dixon because Erica Dixon is actually an enabler. And she allows you to act stupid and erratic like that. That's why you keep coming back with her doing podcasts. You're probably still having sex here and there. But she ain't gonna let nobody else know it because she gotta have this high and mighty stance. Like she gotta be high in morale when you're not high in nothing, okay? None of y'all are. Get you off of my screen, because both of y'all still making dumb and erratic decisions. Erica's still making dumb and erratic decisions by still staying by Scrappy's side, doing interviews and doing this and doing that, and not even really holding Scrappy accountable for nothing. You still dumb. You understand what I'm saying? You still making dumb decisions. Both of y'all is. Get them off of my screen, because both of y'all contradicting yourselves. The last people that we got to talk about for today on the docket is Metro Boomin and Future, who were named GQ's Hitmakers of the Year. They were plastered on the cover, and they got them a nice little spread in the magazine. They earned this accomplishment because they were acknowledged for releasing #1 albums back to back. The both of them did, as well as countless producer credits for Metro and a #1 mixtape by Future himself. Okay, so they listed them on the GQ magazine as 2024 Men of the Year. So congratulations to them. They got a nice little spread. They look good. They really do. They look good. Now, would I be interested in these young men? No, hell no, hell no. I already told y'all, Auntie don't like entertainers. Auntie don't like athletes. Auntie don't like politicians. I don't like preachers. I don't like none of them people in those specific job occupations. You want to know why? Because they are hoes. They are hoes. They are holy whores. Pastors are holy whores. Politicians are evil whores. You understand what I'm saying? And these athletes and entertainers are just the nastiest of the nasty hoes. You understand? I would never. Every time I see somebody like Future or Metro Boomin, I see H1N1 flying across the screen, or HIV, syphilis, AIDS. I see it all flying across the screen. Chlamydia, herpes. I see all of it. I see all of it flying across the screen, and it just makes me just want to go take a bath. It really do. I'm not even playing. Maybe want to go take a bath, sip on some ginger and honey and lemon. I'm trying to get myself and my immune system together. Take plenty of vitamin C. I'm not finna fuck around with these people like that. I'm finna go wash my hands right now as we speak, because I can't. I really can't. And I don't understand how Future done set up here and fucked all these women and got all these churn. These women just want a piece of Future and Metro Boomin. These men don't want y'all. They want what they want in the moment. They're the in the moment type of nigga. I just can't be with no person that's in the moment. I just can't be with no person that's in the moment and focuses on the moment. I just can't be like that. Because 1 minute you feeling me and 1 minute you ain't. You living in the moment. Can't be like that. Then 1 minute you want to be with me, then the next minute you trying to fuck my friend. You're living in the moment. And then in that moment, in that instance, Auntie gonna have to whoop that ass. You understand what I'm saying? DV is not something that I approve of or I condone, but it can happen. It can happen. That's it. That's all. Congratulations to you, Metro Boomin and Future, on your success and your future endeavors. I am done. That's it. That's all. I'll talk to y'all next time. Y'all do what I told you to do in the beginning of this video, because I'm not going to repeat myself. Hit that like button, my babies, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.